Hi and welcome back to Unbox Anything. Today we'll be doing versus which one. So Galaxy Tab S2 will be versing the iPad Mini 4. There we go. So yeah, these were actually released in 2015 September. So they were both basically released in the same month, same year. So it's a fair comparison. Obviously the sizes are a bit different. This is 7.9 and this is 9.7. Plays around the other way around, but yeah, so we'll just go ahead and look at it. So these are the boxes they come in. Obviously the mini is a bit smaller, so it's a bit smaller. That's the box. This is the 16GB one. It does say at the back, yeah. And then you've got your Galaxy Tab S2 box. Let's have a look at the box size. So obviously this one's bigger in width and this one's smaller. And then obviously in size, this one's a lot bigger because this one's a bigger tablet. But we'll just go ahead and look at them. So I just wanted to point out that these have already been opened. So you don't expect, these have already been opened. I'm just doing basically a review on both of them to show you which one is better if you are thinking of getting one of each. So we'll start off with this one. So obviously as you can see, the size is small. You've got your Galaxy Tab S2 here, and this one comes with a camera there. You've got these where you can stick in your case if you have one. You can just stick it in there. So what it does, it helps you keep the case on the tablet, because you know sometimes when you buy cases for tablets, what happens is that it starts to fall off because it's quite big, so it starts to get wobbly. So what they did, they put one of these so you can just place that inside so it sticks on for nearly forever, which is great. And obviously with the iPad Mini 4 you don't get that. You just get your plain iPad, and then you get your camera there. You've got your logo there. You've got your iPad there. So this is the gold color. Don't think it's dirty or anything. Some people think that it's really dirty because the gold isn't really good. If I'm being honest, it doesn't look like a gold. It looks like you made your iPad really dirty, and you made it dirty in a way that it's all the same dirtiness. So some people think it's dirty, but it's really gold, because obviously it came out back in 2015. Some people have forgotten about it, that it was actually released in gold. So yeah, in terms of, you know, back cover, I would really go for the Samsung, because they made this, back in 2015 they thought of this when iPad hadn't even thought about it. So iPad cases, you have to get one of those where it has to stick on so much. Whereas if you want to get a tab for this one, it's easy. You can just get an open one with these, so it will stay on for like forever. So in terms of back, this is better, and Galaxy Tab S2 is a lot better. Obviously we'll go ahead and look at the front itself. So the front, you get your button there, and then you get one button there. Obviously with the Samsung you get the spare touchscreen button there and one there. This one you don't get any. That's fine. I mean, you don't really need this. On iPhones, as we all know, you can just press the middle button, does everything for you. So in terms of slimness, they're nearly the same. I mean, have a look there. Obviously the tablet, the Samsung, again does win that, because obviously it feels a lot more skinnier, more slimmer, and whereas this one feels a lot heavier as well. So I just wanted to say this one's a lot heavier, even though it's a smaller size. It feels quite heavy, the iPad Mini 4, whereas the tablet feels a lot lighter. So I'm shocked and surprised that a Samsung tablet is actually lighter than an iPad, which is weird, but it's actually lighter than this one, even though this one's a smaller screen. So in terms of lightness, this is probably going to be a bit more comfortable to hold for a longer time, whereas this one's going to be a bit heavy. But I just wanted to also point out that in the edges, if you look, they've managed to carve this one a bit more, but still it's not as comfortable as the iPad. What the iPads always do, they carve the whole thing in. This one feels more comfortable in the hand than this one. This one feels a bit edgy, you know, the edge is really sharp and everything. It feels like, you know, like when you go put your hand around the paper, yeah, it feels like that. Obviously it won't give you a paper cut or anything, but it does feel a bit like a paper or something, like something that's sharp. So it doesn't really feel as comfortable as the iPad. So in terms of holding comfortability, this iPad is a lot better than the Samsung tablet. So go inside the tablets themselves. Here we go. So obviously looking at the brightness, that's the first thing I'm going to compare, because I find brightness to be quite important. So I'm just going to turn up the brightness on max on this one, and then I'll turn up the brightness by max on this one. So yeah, they're all on full brightness, and I'm going to say that the Galaxy Tab S2 obviously has a better brightness than the iPad. I mean, if you can see, you can see it. You can see that this is a lot more brighter, and it's not the background. The tabs, the icons themselves of the apps, you can see that they're a lot brighter than this one. I mean, you can see that that Netflix tab is way brighter on there than there. So shockingly, Samsung is brighter than an iPad. I'm actually in shock, because I never thought that could be true. Obviously, I probably think that now in 2017 they've made it brighter by 25%. So I mean, now they're a bit brighter, because that's the brightness, whereas this one's a lot. I mean, look at the iPhone 7 brightness, and then look at that one. So they've improved it now, but obviously, sorry, I keep bringing the iPhone 7 in, but we're just gonna compare this now, sorry about that. So the iPad Mini 4 has less brightness than the Samsung Galaxy Tab S2. So this would probably be a lot better if you're watching videos, and this one probably not. Okay, so just go ahead and see the speed of apps. Obviously I'm gonna go on YouTube, I'm gonna try to open both at the same time. So this, let's see, what we do, we'll close them, and once I've closed them, I'll open them at the same time. Here we go. So let's go. Mr. Galaxy Tab S2 clearly won that one, so it's a lot faster. The Galaxy Tab S2 is faster. To be fair, we'll do another wrap that we both have on each of these, because it's not fair if you just do it on one app. So let's see if Netflix app. Let's see if I've logged in. 1, 2, let's go. Okay, that one wasn't closed. 1 second, I need to close it on both tabs again so that it can open. There we go. Now, there we go. Yeah, I'll go with the Galaxy Tab S2. It's a lot faster, so it's loaded obviously quicker than obviously this one, which is great. So apps are obviously going to open faster on this one, but I also want to point out with the thing with most Galaxy Tab S2 tablets is that it may be working faster now, that it's opening tablets faster, but that also could be because I turned it off and back on, so all the apps have been closed already. That's why it's running fast. But in the long term, they don't endure a lot of apps, so if you open a lot of apps on it, it will start to slow down and drag, whereas these guys, the iPad, will never drag, even if you open as many apps as possible. I don't know how Apple does it, but that's the truth. So this is working faster, but in the long term, if you use a lot of apps and you open them at the same time, the iPad will be a lot better, because it can endure. It's like you get a Usain Bolt, the fastest man alive, and then you get the more guy. That's his name, the guy that runs all the long distances. He can run for longer, whereas Usain Bolt can run first but not longer. So this is your Usain Bolt, and this is the guy that runs the 1500 meters and stuff like that. So you would obviously prefer the iPad on that one, but if you don't open a lot of apps, this one's a lot faster. Anyway, let's have a look at the video quality. I just need to find a video that's the same on both of them. 1 second. So obviously here you can see that this one's a lot brighter and this one's a bit dull. Okay, so I found the video that's quite the same. I'm going to click them at the same time to test a bit more of speed. Yeah, I'll just click on them both at the same time now, and we'll have a look at the video quality. So just from here you can see that the brightness is a lot better on this one. It looks a lot better, and this one's a bit dull. Okay, so the Galaxy Tab S2 is a lot brighter than the iPad, obviously, when you're watching a video. Okay, so that's just playing on full HD, and guys, I'm gonna be honest, in terms of video quality, the iPad's a lot better, because you see this Galaxy Tab S, it's got that darkness it brings on videos at the bottom, whereas with this one the picture is fully light. The picture is a bit darker on there, so even though this one's a brighter tablet, the picture is a bit darker, because just look there, you see that pink, where that looks a bit orangey. You know what I mean? So it's a bit different. So I would go, in terms of picture quality, the iPad Mini 4 is a lot better than the Galaxy Tab S2. The pink should be this color, not that color. So yeah, in terms of video quality, you'll have to be looking at the iPad 4 Mini. Obviously, in terms of brightness, better brightness, you have to be looking at this one. So yeah, I've tried to explain a lot of things. I hope this video has been able to help to give you an insight of anything. So like I said, if you're one of them people that open a lot of apps up, you're probably gonna have to go for the iPad, because it can endure that a lot more. Whereas if you want to, you know, you just like fast stuff and you don't open a lot of apps, you use one app in a while, then you could go for the Galaxy Tab S2. Obviously the size is, there's not massive difference in the size. I mean, it's a few inches, look at it, it's just a few inches, and yeah, so the size really doesn't matter. You can go for whichever one you want to go for. I hope this video has been helpful, and hopefully I'll see you next time. Take care.